You know, this video is just a continuation of the video I made on identity. So I want to list a categories of persons. And if you fall under such, I wish that you sit, think, and then you strategize on how to go about it. Now, the first category, if you are a big child, that means I'm talking now to adults. If you are already a child who is matured, like myself, you can sit down and ask yourself this question. Who is your biological father? Who is your biological mother? How can you go about it to really find out who are you? Remember, it's about your identity. I'm not saying that you should belong maybe to where you don't want. No, that's not my goal. My goal is for you to at least know who you are. It's about finding your identity. Ask yourself, who is your biological father? Who is your biological mother? Okay, now, to children who are still underage, teenagers who are still living with their parents. So I want to talk to the parents. If you have a child who doesn't know the biological father, who doesn't know the biological mother, except that they are harmful for the child, please don't hide the identity of their biological parents from them. What did I say? Except that the parents or the man or the woman is dangerous to that child, it is important for your child to know their identity. And for those who say the parent might be dangerous to the child, you can protect the child. But when the child grows up, please don't hide his identity from him. Even if his father or mother was a thief, prostitute, whatever, let them know their blood. It's a problem when people don't know their identity, except when you have no idea. Maybe you were born in the street. There is mercy for everybody. His mercies are new every morning. But when you have the ability to trace, to know your identity, and you are lazy to do it, God sees the heart. So like I was saying, for the little children, it is your job, it is your responsibility as a parent to teach them their identity. Who is their biological mother? Who is their biological father? If they are not harmful to the children, let them know their identity. Don't be forcing another man on them. Don't be forcing another woman on them as a mother. No, permit them know their identity. Now, let me also talk to parents. Who is your mother? Teach your children your background. Also, fathers, who is your mother? Who is your father? If you were an adopted child, teach your children. Let them know your background. Where are they coming from? Teach your children. Where is your village? What patterns have you observed in your family? What blessings have you seen in your family? What pattern of blessing have you seen in your family? What pattern of curse have you seen in your family? You know, most people always say, oh, these preachers, they always talk only about generational curses. Let me tell you something. There is generational blessing in each family bloodline. But because of what our ancestors did, the slave trade, the atrocities, the killing of twins, the burying of people alive, so it invoked curses in families. There are some families, women cannot get married. Even if they get married, they will have problem in that marriage. The man will abandon them, carry another woman. That means their families, nobody can succeed. That means when you hear this word poverty, it's like a stamp on their faces. Nobody in the family is making it. There are some families, they have sickness. Everybody, when you observe in that part line, they have diabetes, blindness. That means you see pattern of terrible diseases. There are some families, they have patterns of HIV. Mother died from AIDS, daughter have AIDS, son died from AIDS, father have AIDS. That means when you see a pattern of repetition, this one died from this, that's the same, it's a pattern. Now, I want to tell you something. You know, I've heard so many people complain. Preachers are always talking only about generational curses. Are there not also generational blessings? Of course, there are generational blessings in each family. See, everybody has strength and weakness. The same, every family have blessings and everybody have curses in that family. But do you know why the curses are prevailing in the families? Because of the Lamentation 5 verse 7. Or is it Lamentation 5? 5 verse 7. It says that our ancestors sins and we are paying the consequences. Yes. So you have to know your identity. But if you don't know where you're coming from, that's why I'm talking about identity. This video, I don't want to teach you how to break curse, or that one will be another topic, how to break curses for the generational blessings in your family to manifest. That will be another video. But I'm just trying to show you how to invoke the ancestral blessing in your family. It starts by you knowing your identity. If you don't know your identity, how can you invoke the generational blessings in your family to flow? Remember, I'm talking more on identity. So like I was trying to explain, the atrocities our ancestors caused, it makes curses to prevail more in families. So people always, that's why you see most preachers always talk about generational curses. But I'm here to tell you that they are generational blessings. I call it ancestral blessing. When you see me pray, I'll say, Lord, I have honored the compound of my father. Let the ancestral blessings flow in my life. Yes, when you pray like that, the daughter of the soil, you know your roots, you know where you're coming from. I love the world, I love every human being, but I love my village. I'm a proud Bafu girl. Not that I'm tribalist. No. I have nothing to do with tribalism. I love people in the world. You know, in Europe, we call it racism. But in Africa, we call it tribalism. You know, I have nothing to do with tribalism. I have nothing to do with racism. I love all human beings because that's the assignment God has given us, to love all human beings. But you see my roots. I love my roots. I love my village. Labofu. You know, that's how we call my village. Labofu. I love my village. I love my roots. I honor my roots. Yes. There was a time they wanted to construct a church in my village where I'm coming from. You know, in a village, it is big. But exactly where my father is coming from, they wanted to construct the church. When I heard that they want to construct a church in my village that will benefit the community of my village, I send my own money very quick because I love my root. I don't belong to my root again. I'm based in Europe, but I don't forget where I came from because I know it is power in the spirit to know your identity, know where you are coming from. I pray for you. Receive grace to know your identity. And there were things about my family. You know, one girl said to me, oh, my mother didn't tell me where I came from. I don't know. I don't even know. My mother didn't also tell me what patterns are in the family. See, let me tell you something. You see me like this. I didn't know anything about my family. My father has never explained to me, oh, this is how your background is. No, it was given to me by revelation. God was revealing things about my background. When you really want to know something, even if you are claiming nobody has ever told you, pray and ask God, he will show you. So the Lord revealed it for me in a dream. Thank God my father is still alive. And when I was asking my father, I said, Papa, who are we? We are children of who? I said, this is what I saw in the dream. My father said, hey, that is when my father started explaining. This is this like this in your background, your grandmother. Yes, there are some of you don't know your identity. That's why you are weak in the spirit. See, this thing I'm telling you is deep. I pray you receive understanding. Today, don't rest. Who are you? I'm asking you your earthly identity. Who are you? Where is your village? Where do you come from? Answer me this question. There are so many of you. You don't have peace because you are just in the air. You don't know who you are. I didn't say you must belong where you are coming from. But not knowing where you are coming from is a crime. Not to know yourself, not to know your identity is a crime. For me, it's a crime. You have to know who you are. Be a daughter of the soil. Be a man of the soil. Revelation 5 verse 10, it says you shall reign as king and as priest. For you to be as a king, you need a kingdom. Where are you coming from? What kingdom are you coming from? Don't you know your small family can be a kingdom? You are rooted in your identity. Your power lies in your identity. I pray for you. Father, open their eyes. The same way you help me know my identity. May they know their identity, Lord. I supply grace. God has graced me. I am the queen of grace. I am made by grace. I supply grace. Receive grace to know your identity, to know your earthly identity. In Jesus'